on surviving so far. Nope, they are not. Getting hit.
Look, it goes forward. What a move! That's some late braking, and that's what you want to see.
Lots of pressure put on the McLaren driver, but he's dealing with it like a boss.
Not just a software. Hello? There we go. Audio's working. Just having a slight problem with the camera, guys, tonight. Just give me a second. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going on with it. There we go, I think. Is that it? I think that's everything. Working. Now? Yep, there we go. Apologies for that. I'm not sure 100% sure what actually happened there. I think the I was on Zoom earlier today and I think it messed up my camera settings. So I apologise for that. Right. How long have we got? We've got about 5 minutes and then we can jump into the race. Just want to check. I reported that Lamborghini for deliberately taking us out. But I don't actually see it on my account that there's a pending report, so I don't know what's happened there. Oh well. Right, we've got how long to the race? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So we're going to do a Nürburgring race, we're going to do a bit of Bathurst practice, then the Nürburgring race again, and then we will do a Bathurst race immediately after that. See how we get on. Jonas Tracks, how's it going, mate? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. How's things going with you? I started the stream a little bit earlier because I was going to do some practice, but then sorting out my camera, we then didn't actually have enough time to do any practice laps. So we're just waiting for the server to launch. How long we got? We got 1 minute, and we can join. But yeah, how's things with you, Jonas? Tracks, how's things? Racing R Factor 2 now. Nice. How you getting on with it? What cars you trying? We are in split 1 for the Nürburgring race. So let me just look for that server. There we go. $59,079. 59079. Why is my mouse going crazy? Whoa. Look at it. That's really weird. That's really weird. I'll need to close the game after this race. I must have an issue. To be honest, I hate that game, but it's kind of cool. Maybe the 3.5 were worth it. Yeah, they've changed it a wee bit, haven't they? What kind of cars are you using in R Factor 2? You did say about the Porsche Cup at one point. €3.5. That's not bad. That's not bad, €3.5. Race Room is another one that's quite cheap compared to other simulators for buying all the cars, because like Race Room, if you buy it in the sale, you can buy the entire game for like 50 quid. That's what I did. Just get like the ultimate pack, which includes everything. Oh no. My wheel's not registered. Oh. Oh no 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 no. I'm going to push LFM now to the Porsche Cup race in the North Cypher. Oh, that's nice. North Cypher should be good. That's not how you get on with that in LFM. R Factor doesn't have an ultimate pack, unfortunately. That's annoying. That's annoying. It would be good if you could buy everything in one go. Evening. How's it going, Sparky? Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna see if we can get into this race. because my wheel wasn't working there. And I'm hoping it's just because I opened the game and the wheel in the wrong order. Let's add 5 clicks of PSI. Because if my wheel isn't working, I'm not going to get very good qualifying. Tried out race room, but I don't feel secure there. To be honest, I don't mind race room at all. Especially if you change the graphics settings. There's like a file where you can change that update the graphics a bit. The graphics are a bit down. The only thing with race room is it's a lot harder to find leagues now. It's kind of died a bit, but the simulator itself is quite good, and they've got the big ranked championships and all the leaderboard championships. But I think the player base is kind of depleted a bit. But it did used to be a much bigger player base, which is why I think they keep releasing new content to try to get more people onto it. But they're constantly releasing new cars and tracks, which is good. But I'm not particularly quick on it at all. Yeah, like the graphics are nowhere near as good as the ones just now. If they updated the graphics, it would look much better. You can adjust the graphics settings. If you go on YouTube and find best graphic settings, you can find some really good ones. Good to hear, Sparky. I'm all good. You've been able to do much racing recently, Sparky? Compared to iRacing, it looks fantastic. Yeah. If you could do a graphics mod on Race Room, that would be fantastic. Like Assetto Corsa, like that as graphics mods. If you could do the same thing, it would be amazing. Riddle time, how's it going, mate? Thanks for tuning in. How are you doing? I got the race element code in front of me. I was thinking about a new button in the livery tab. Might give it a shot. Oh, nice. What were you thinking of? Race element stuff has been working fantastically, by the way. The only thing, oh, I sent the identical lap to the other Porsche there. The only thing, like I say, I've noticed is in a hot lap server is that you sometimes have to close and open race element to reset the sector times when the session resets. But apart from that, it's been working really well. And the radar works really well.
Yellow flag, be careful.
Quite like the radar.
Slow car ahead.
Yeah, I can do that, no problem. I'll try remember after this stream. No, haha, just playing ACC on the Xbox. The 4 seatback is so different. Oh yeah, the 4 seatback is just a completely different level on the console. Because I went from console to PC and I tried it on console a wee while ago, just messing about, and oh, it's horrible in comparison to PC.
Yellow flag acceptable. Brother mate, this is being Corsa.
That is a slow lap, 19.
Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
Want to get the rank in LFM for Nordcypher races. Yeah, Nordcypher on LFM would be awesome. If I played R Factor 2, I would definitely do that. He needs to get a good final lap together because this was not a really good lap. Really need to push on this final lap. Yep, we've only got enough fuel and time for this final lap, so let's see what we can do. Tire pressures are almost perfect considering I just guessed by giving them all half a PSI. No, quality's done. Messed up the first sector. Oh well, we'll have to make up in the race. A very good qualifying there. We'll see what we can do in the race. After this, I think we do a bit more practice for Bathurst. And then we do another one of these races, and then we do a Bathurst one. Yeah, I need to get that laptop sorted soon. Evening, Adam. How's it going? Adam. Let me know when you get your laptop sort of sparky, because that would be good to do some racing once you get that. Some LFM and that. I think we'll go with the usual setup. Extra 5 clicks. There's set of tires, 44 litres. Oh, we fell quite a bit at the end of qualifying there. Everyone must have improved right at the end. So we are going to need to make up a number of positions this race, because we will lose quite a bit of ELO if we let's see what we can do in this race, because we are gonna really need to make up some positions. I've got a really sore chest for some reason. I don't know why. It's not the side my heart's on, so I'm not having a heart attack.
30 seconds.
I might die, but you know, not from heart attack. Right, so not very good qualifying. As usual, I don't usually get a good qualifying, as you guys know. So let's see what we can do.
Go in double file.
At least we're right at the back. So in theory we can watch all the accidents happen and avoid them. Hopefully it means that we don't get collected by everyone trying to rejoin after a big crash. But yes, we are gonna not need to be aggressive, but we are gonna need to push to make up some positions.
Green light. Give it all you can.
That McLaren on the outside didn't realise
3 wide.
we were 3 wide and I just got absolutely sandwiched. Why is the radar not working? Sorry.
Clear on the left.
Oh, I got lucky. It's weird though. The radar's not on. I must have accidentally closed it. Right, we made up a couple positions from that chaotic start.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
No radar is adding to the realism. I must have, when I restarted the game, somehow turned it off. Because my sector times aren't working either. So I must have messed it up when I had to reopen the game. When my wheel wasn't working. I had to restart the game. I forgot to restart race element, so it's probably messed up. Which is a bit annoying. Oh, the sector times are working now. No worries, Sparky, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you get your laptop sorted soon so we can do some PC racing. Come on, McLaren, this is way too slow. No worries, Riddle. Thanks for stopping by. Really need to try past this McLaren. Kind of stuck behind him at the moment.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right.
Just holding us up far too much at the moment.
Clear on the right.
Finally passed, but oh, everyone else has pulled away. Might lose a bit of yellow. I took way too long to pass that McLaren. Nürburgring is not an ideal track to have a bad qualifying position. Just buy it. Just buy the Porsche Cup. Just buy it. Don't think about it. Just buy it. Don't take that as financial advice. Don't blame me if you go broke.
So the car had is sector 1.
Sim racing does take a lot of your money.
Warning for exceeding track limits.
Yeah, well, it's up to you. I mean, if you're going to use it a lot, then the Porsche Cups are really fun to drive. Depends how much you think you'll use it. If you'll use it, then it's definitely worth buying it. That McLaren rejoined and spun himself into the wall. And this other white McLaren has rejoined just in front of this BMW. And it's going to be defending. Whoa! Man, that's messed me up. That was way too hard on the brakes. €10 for 6 hours video editing. That's not much at all. That's surely you should be getting more than that. That's not even minimum wage, surely. Okay, now that's a bit better. 12 minutes for 80 minutes of work. That's not too bad. Because yeah, €10 for 6 hours is not enough. Oh, is it? Over average for Germany. I don't actually know what the minimum wage is for someone 14 in our country. I know it's something like for my age, I'm 17, I think it's like £4.80. Do not put me on the grass, do not put me on the grass, that was naughty. It's like £4.80, so I'm not sure how much it is for a 17-year-old.
Warning for exceeding track limits.
€69 per hour. Well, at least you're getting better paid now, that's good. You can save up for more sim racing things. Do you work every day? Or how many days a week do you work? 300 a month. That's quite good. 300 a month, depending on how many hours you have to work a month. You have to work out how many hours it would be per month to make 300. But that's still per month. That's quite good. Need to pass this BMW soon. Cars up in front are battling as well. There might be some crashes. That was my bad. Didn't expect him to be so early on the brakes. Didn't take the position because that was completely my fault. Yeah, I didn't expect the BMW to be so hard on the brakes there. So I just let him rejoin without taking the position because it was completely my fault there. You can't dive bomb that far back, mate.
Clear on the left.
Don't flash your lights when you're dive bombing from that far back. I'm only going slow because the Ferrari was going slow and I couldn't pass. It's more about your safety rating than anything else. I think it just depends on the races. It took me a while to get to iron because a few times I dropped, but if you focus on your safety rating, having no off tracks and no collisions, because every off track goes against your safety rating, so try and focus on not having collisions and not having off tracks will really get your safety rating up, which will boost your license. But I think if you go into, there's a section on the website dedicated to explaining the licenses and frequently asked questions. If you look on there, it should tell you how many races you need and what safety rating you need to get an iron license. So I think you need a safety rating, a certain safety rating, and then a certain amount of race starts.
The car heading sector 1.
Your license updates soon as you complete a certain amount of races or get a certain amount of safety rating. So it's not at the end of the season it changes your license. Your license goes up to iron as soon as you achieve, I think it's a certain amount of races and a certain amount of safety rating. So it'll change mid-season. Your license can change multiple times a season. It's just if you meet the criteria for your license going up or down. If you check the website, it should tell you how many races you need to do and what safety rating you need. And it just depends how safe you drive those races and how lucky you get, because sometimes you can be a safe driver but you get absolutely murdered, and that's what happened when I was trying to get my safety rating up. Is I would be very careful and then I would get people just ramming me or get involved in turn 1 crashes where I couldn't avoid it. But I'd lose safety rating because someone spun in front of me. So it can be a bit difficult. But if you be careful on lap 1, then doesn't take too long to get the safety rating up. But the biggest thing is the off tracks, I found. Because I could avoid collisions for most of the race. Except lap 1, that was just luck. But after that you had to really watch the off tracks, because I was finding I was getting a lot of track limits no time gained, and that was affecting my safety rating a lot. Whereas when I was watching my off tracks, that's when my safety rating started going up a bit. Man, Nürburgring's so hard to overtake. Oh, both the Ferrari and BMW go wide after I say it's hard to overtake. 2 free overtakes in one. Just after I complained about how hard it is to overtake here. That was handy. Now we can try catch the McLaren. I need to apologise to the BMW at the end of the race for completely hitting him at the hairpin, because that was completely my fault. He was harder on the brakes than I expected, but it was my fault for not giving him enough space. I should have braked a little bit earlier. To this day I don't know how to get to my shop. I'm sorry, but that's so funny. Just YouTube it. Search into YouTube how to get to my shopping cart on Steam. Well, we've caught this McLaren quite a bit this lap. Must have been at least a half second that we gained on in this lap. We'll see at the end of it when we see the lap times. We've only got about 3 laps of the race left, so hopefully we can get this overtake done before the end of the race. Certainly caught him quite quickly. So hopefully we can find a place to overtake before the end of the race. Only got 3 laps left. Oh yeah, we gained about 5 tenths on in that lap, so yeah, about half a second, which is what I guessed. So that's good. Half a second of that lap. We're now pretty much on his rear bumper. So we've got 3 laps to try and force an error or find a gap to go past. The thing with Nürburgring is you almost have to dive bomb if you want to overtake in some of the corners. You either have to wait for a mistake or dive bomb. It's very hard to actually get alongside. You found it. Good stuff. Maybe write it down on the note, on a sticky note that you can put on your monitor to remind you where your shopping cart is, with like a wee arrow pointing at it. Okay, 2 laps to go. I was gonna say, as a sim racer, it is my duty to tell you to buy the car over the CS:GO. Awesome. Let us know how you find it. They are awesome cars to drive. So much fun. Oh man, going on to the final lap, I have completely lost the chance of overtaking the McLaren. That was weird, I haven't done that before you. It is my duty to tell you that you need to buy the car, and not the case.
Yellow flag is set to on.
Oh, unless the McLaren bins it, there's no way we're getting a move. Sounds like someone spun in sector 1 though. Oh yeah, there's been a crash. Someone maybe a bit desperate onto the final lap. Oh, the McLaren made a mistake as well there. If I hadn't made mine, would have been close enough to take advantage. Ah, no worries. Just let us know how you get on. Don't you just need to... Don't you need to actually download the car?
Has finished the race.
Don't you need to download the car and then restart your game before you can see it? You won't see the car immediately. I'm sure you have to like download it into your garage or something. It's annoying I lost the position to the McLaren. Well, I wasn't ahead, but I would have had a chance at final lap.
Best you could. Take it easy. Take it out. Light damage and the
I think, but it won't download. Just try like restarting. If the payment's gone through and they've taken your money, then just try like restarting your PC or something. There's probably some sort of error. Right, we've got 10 minutes to the next Nürburgring race, so I'll sign us up for that. And then I'll also sign us up for the Mount Panorama. I have it in my inventory. I'll restart. Yeah, I mean, I would just restart your entire PC and then find out. I'm going to nip to the bathroom and I'll be back in a second. Oh. We actually lost some some ELO rating. That's annoying. That's very annoying. Well, we've got like 10 minutes till the next race. So we can jump in and do a couple of laps to get some practice. So we'll do like 3 laps or so and then we'll have to go join the server. If I can be a bit more consistent, find some pace. Car actually feels really nice at Bathurst.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I need to apologise for that BMW in the last race, I completely forgot. Thank you very much for the subscription, man on the pan. How's you? We're doing some LFM tonight, so Nürburgring and Bathurst. I did one Bathurst race yesterday in LFM, and that's the only practice I've done with the Porsche here. So we're doing a few minutes practice, then we'll do a Nürburgring race, because then immediately as the Nürburgring race finishes, we'll jump into the Bathurst race. So I think we'll do this lap, and then we will have to jump in the server for the Nürburgring race. Hopefully get a bit of a better qualifying than we did in the last race, because I kind of messed up qualifying in the last one. Quite a bit up on the delta at the moment, which is nice. Might be a half decent lap if I keep it tidy down the hill. Bet you this Ferrari gets in the way. Oh man, that final hairpin was super slow. I lost half a second on the final hairpin there. Must have walked up quite badly. We can do one more lap. Sounds good. Thought you had the McLaren in the last race. No, just the Porsche. We've got the road to VCO next week, and that's in the Porsche. So just sticking with the Porsche just now. We have been trying out a bit of the Lambo, because we'll be using the Lamborghini for a championship in September, but just now we're just using the Porsche. Oh, I've messed up this lap. I'm just going to get out of the way and join the next server. Oh, I see. Yeah, I thought I was gonna have him, but I messed up right at the end on the exit of one of the chicanes, which was a pain. Just lost the rear end and then corrected it. Where is... just need to find the results from that race that we just did with the BMW. I just apologise because that was completely my fault. Yeah, so that race we've just done, we lost. I've basically given up on ELO at this point, because basically I messaged in the LFM Discord, like, you seen the Nils video on this setup, which I thought was very good. Not yet, I will need to check it out. I do use a couple of his setups for when I don't have time to make my own, and they are really good setups that he makes. But yeah, yesterday I was just very confused because I thought your number when you join the server, that's your your rank in the ELO. So the driver with number 1 has the highest ranked ELO in the server, number 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So I thought, well, if you've got the 18th highest, for example, the Bathurst race I had the 35th license. So I thought, well, if I finished 22nd, so I finished 13 positions higher. So I thought, oh, I'll get a big ELO boost because I'm much higher than my rank. But I only got 2. And then, like that race there, I had the 18th highest rank, and I actually finished 17th, and I lost 17 ELO. So the hour race I did last night, 15-minute qualifying, 45-minute race, and then I've done that Bathurst race we just did, I've actually lost ELO. I'm down 15 ELO over those 2 races, even though they both seemed alright. So yeah, I was getting a bit frustrated with ELO, so I messaged on the Discord just asking if anyone could explain why I could not seem to get it up. But apparently your number when you join the server has nothing to do with how much ELO you'll gain. So it's purely, apparently the ELO is purely for matchmaking. So if you finish higher than your number in the server, it doesn't matter. They said basically it's like a 1v1 against everyone, because every person you finish in front of, you take some of their ELO, and every person you finish behind, you lose some ELO to them. So yeah, I basically need to get some better results, practice a bit more and get some better results, because yeah, I found the safety rating, I'm not struggling with the safety rating, because I did used to struggle with getting my safety rating up, but now I've understood the safety rating. But yeah, the ELO, I would just like a lot higher ELO, to be honest, so that I could do the LFM Pro series, but I just struggle to get the ELO up. Like my teammates Luciano, he just joined LFM. He's already got 2,600. Before he got, I think before he even got out of rookies, he got up to 2,600 ELO. So it's just a bit annoying. But now I understand, basically the number you get when you join the server has nothing to do with where you need to finish. You basically just need to finish on the top half of the field, because you take some ELO from everyone and you lose ELO to whoever you finish behind. So basically I just need to finish a lot higher up. Yeah, it's to do with the combined ELO of all the entrants for any race. Yeah, they basically explained it like it's 1v1 against everyone. So
Go, go, go.
is there any point going out right now? I would have waited. If I was everyone else, I think I probably would have waited, because the rain's going to stop in 10 minutes. The race you gained the most places in would have had a lower count of ELO. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing, the one where I only gained 2 ELO for finishing 13 positions higher than my rank. That's the one that confused me the most, because that actually had quite high ELO. Because that was the one that was streamed and it had George Boothby and everything in it. And I just jumped in with zero practice, qualified 34th, and then got up to, I think... Whoa, whoa, whoa! The curbs have no grip. I didn't realise that I'd gotten so much standing water so quickly. But yeah, I was really confused with that one, but it obviously, even though I finished 22nd out of like 35, obviously it just wasn't high enough. There was more people in front of me than behind me, so I didn't actually gain that much. Big yellow points combined, big gains and also potential big losses. Yeah, that's the thing, in the 45-minute races one, I've been grinding LFM this week, and I've actually ended up with less ELO than I was at the start of the week. It's really annoying, because I started the week with like 2,200 and I'm down to like 2,100. And I think I only had one race where we had to quit, and that was it, which cost us 40 ELO. All the other ones we haven't had to leave any races. So yeah, basically just got to practice a bit more for some of the races, I think, and just try get higher in the field and forget about the number you get when you join the server, because it basically means nothing for gaining the ELO. Because I always thought like you just have to finish higher than the number it gives you when you join the server, but it obviously doesn't. Right, wet qualifying. It says the rain's going to stop in 10 minutes, so I'm going to return to garage at like 5 minutes left, chuck my tyre pressures right down, and go out with 5 minutes left to go, and just go out when the track is at the driest. I just completely went aquaplaning there. Doesn't actually look that wet, but turn 1 didn't have much braking.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Basically, if you're in the top half, you will gain points. Below the half cut, and you will lose points. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Basically just need to get in the top half. I think I'll do one banker lap, and then I'll put all my tyre pressures really low and just stay out until the very end of qualifying, because it looks like that's when the track will be at its driest, right at the end. Be interesting to see if it's a wet race though. I think we've only had one wet race at Nürburgring. for LFM so far. I thought he was spinning on the left and then he spun across to the right. I wasn't sure which way. Yeah, basically. What I might do, to be honest, is I might like join some races really late at night to try get some yellow. Either really late at night or like if I'm off work, join one at a random time during the day, because that's when there's not that many people in it. Whereas in the evening is usually where there's a lot of the quick guys in the high yellow rated ones. But I remember joining like really late at night and I didn't get much yellow because there wasn't much people in it, but it was a lot easier. So I might start doing that, because I've been doing the races during the busy times, because there's obviously a bigger combined yellow, but even when I finish in a decent position I'm not actually gaining that much yellow, so it's very frustrating. Right, we'll do this lap and then I'll put the tyre pressures down, return to the garage and stay out till the end. So I'm out on track at the latest possible opportunity to set a lap. Come on, that was... Track limits are super strict in the wet now, whereas they used to actually be like super lenient. Before, like when it was wet, the track limits you used to be able to... You almost used to, like in Spa, you used to pretty much be able to cheat in Radeon. You could just cut Radeon. I never did it because obviously the stewards would give you penalties if they saw you doing it. But so there would be some people that would just cut Radeon because the track limits were non-existent. Whereas now, in the wet, they're actually pretty much the same as the dry, but it feels like they're stricter than they are in the dry, because you're obviously sliding wide a lot more. Oh, look at that. As I thought, the rain has stopped. So I'm going to stay on wet tyres till the end. But I knew the rain would stop right at the end, so we're going to be on track with lower pressure tyres right at the end. I don't think it's dry enough to jump onto dry tyres, but we can at least be on the wets till the end. But it doesn't matter so much that we didn't actually get a good lap in, because any lap in, because the track was wet anyway. So now that it's dry and we've got good pressured tyres, we should be able to get a decent lap in. See what we can do. We've got enough time for, I think, 2 flying laps. Just have to make sure they're both valid. Easier said than done when it's this wet. That's P3 in front of me, and he seemed to be struggling there. So yeah, we're going to be out on track right at the end. I wonder how many people are going to mess up their fuel calculation. Oh! Well, I wonder how many people are going to have jumped on slicks for the final 4 minutes. This is either going to work really well, because we're right out on track with lower pressure tyres right at the end, or it's going to work terribly. Definitely looks like the dry tyres, going out for one final run on the dry tyres would have been the best
Be careful there.
thing to do, but I didn't think it was going to dry in time
Slow car ahead.
for slick tyres to be optimal. Man, even taking out 2 psi of the tyres because it's dry, they are ballooning at the moment. This might be an absolutely terrible qualifying, because some people will have jumped onto slicks and some will have just stayed on wets. With the amount of water, it would be quite hard on slicks, especially when it said slick tires are optimum. You would have only had one lap to heat them up, and then you would have had one flying lap.
Yellow flag, be careful.
So this might work, or I might have messed up. I'm not sure. Either way, we need a good qualifying position, so hopefully this is decent. Yeah, the rear tyres are red. Anyone on dry tyres is really going to benefit.
Brother mate, this is me.
I wonder how many jumped onto the dry tyres. Okay, I have no grip. Zero grip at the moment. Tires are too hot. In hindsight, we should have jumped straight into the pit lane and gone for dry tyres as soon as it said slick tyres optimal, because I did not expect it to dry this quickly. Because my rear tyres are just bright red. I had like 4 tenths in the first corner and then I lost it all because of the sliding. If I can knock off 2 tenths, I'll jump into P10. If I can get this final few corners right. Nope, I can't. I've got no grip. The rear's just sliding everywhere.
Yellow flag ahead, watch out. Session is now.
Ah well. Still 12th. License doesn't mean anything, but we do have the 21st license. So 12th out of 27th. Hopefully that means that's good. But yeah, I think that Audi went for dry tyres. That's what I should have done. Was jump onto dry tyres as soon as it said slick tyres optimum. I just did not expect it to dry that quickly. That's why I went for wet tyres. Gonna start greasy, hopefully we'll dry fairly soon. I'm just gonna put my TC and ABS up, with it being greasy at the start. And I'm gonna expect 1 or 2 people to absolutely send it in turn 1 and not be able to brake. And just do Valtteri Bottas into turn 1. But on a greasy track it is going to be quite hard to keep the tyres at temperature. Right now only 21 people are signed up for the Bathurst race, although some of them are like Unicorn of Love guys, so very quick. But we'll see what kind of race we can get. So yeah, tyres are going to freeze very quickly. So trying to keep temperature in the tyres and stay off the curbs whilst it's greasy is going to be key. This could be a really good race for ELO if we keep it clean. We've got to watch our safety rating in this one, because with it being greasy track, I think there's going to be a lot of people braking too late, especially into turn 1. Even though we're on the outside, we're still at risk for that dive bomb. So we'll have to be careful at the start. See what we can do though. Put my TC and ABS up 1 click, just to help a little bit. Let's see what we can do though. Oh, someone got a drive through, so free position already. A little bit of contact. That Lambo was very hard on the brakes. A little bit of standing water on the exit turn 1. Oh, we've already got our first casualty of the greasy curb. This is what I was saying that I was expecting. Come on, Lambo. You're just costing me positions now. Why is he going so slow? Getting really boxed in at the moment. Again, this is so frustrating. Ferrari taps the brake in the middle of the corner, so I lift off a bit more, and then the Lamborghini, I have to defend from the Lamborghini. It's very annoying. Need to get past this Ferrari so I don't get backed off into the Lambo again. Be surprised if these two make it out of this chicane in greasy conditions. Why? Completely unnecessary contact. Just cost me safety rating and cost himself safety rating. I left him plenty of space, and now he's spun round. Completely unnecessary. I'll save the replay just in case, but I'm 99% sure I left him space there. Hopefully I don't lose too much safety rating this race, because it will be annoying if I do. Because I left him space on the inside there, and he either drifted wide or he took far too much speed in the into that corner. But he then made a mistake with the Lambo, I think, as well, because he then went spinning when he tried to overtake the Lambo or defend for the Lambo. So I need to see the replay of what happened there. But we'll be jumping straight into the Bathurst race after this, so we'll have to look at the replay later on. Oh, there's been a crash there further down in the field because all the boards have been taken out. Yeah, because he seemed to spin out when he tried to defend from the Lambo, like he lost the brakes. So yeah, maybe he did the same thing to us. He tried to take too much speed and just lost the rear of the car. That's the only thing with the safety rating in LFM like that, is you can leave someone space, they can drift into you, and you lose safety rating. It's just one of those things with safety rating, is it can't automatically detect who's at fault. So you just kind of have to drive really safe for a while and get your safety rating up, so that then you can battle. And not worry if you have a slight contact like that. But if you get it up to say like 6.5 or 7, then if you do have one or two races where you have a couple bits of contact, you're not going to get thrown straight back into rookies. Because I had that problem, is I would battle right after I got into the out of rookies, and then I'd get thrown back into rookies because stuff like that would happen. If I keep it clean though, this should be a really good race for ELO. I'm not sure about safety rating, but ELO should really jump up after this. 21st rank in the server and we're P8. But then you've got the 22nd and 23rd rank right in front of me. I think that qualifying kind of spiced things up. But these three McLarens are all battling. So if anything happens, we should be able to take advantage, and we are closing the gap to them because they're battling so much, which is excellent for us, because we could be potentially in a battle for the top 5 if these guys come together. But we were quite far behind them, but they've been battling so much that we're slowly closing the gap, and we've actually peeled a 2-second gap from the car behind. But they're all doing 58.1s in front of us, and we just did 57.6. Even the McLaren P5 is actually driving quite slow. They don't seem that quick in the greasy conditions. Certainly not their setups and that, but ours seems to be okay. I'm not sure if it's really greasy anymore or if it's just green track. Definitely a little bit less grip. There's a wee bit standing water. What is the condition in game? Green. Green. But yeah, P5 at the front of this VQ, and all three are going slower than we are, so if we can try force them into a mistake and just pick them off one by one, that would be fantastic. Free position. So this is now a battle for P4. 4-way battle for 4th. That's a tongue twister and a half. 4-way battle for 4th. Just gotta watch the guys behind don't close in on me too much, because I'm gonna lose a lot of time battling. That Porsche is not far behind. That yellow McLaren is making a lot of mistakes. It's just made another one there.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oh man, I nearly got a fantastic move on the inside of this McLaren.
On the left.
And then the white McLaren made a mistake and I got boxed in. Unbelievable.
Closest steps.
So annoying. Oh, everyone made a mistake there. I nearly got 2 free positions. Oh, you can't change brakes. Change your line in the braking zone like that, mate. That's not going to end well.
Clear on the right. Car on the right.
That
Clear
might.
on the right.
White McLaren was defending quite a bit, so glad to get past him. We've got 2 more to get into 4th position. We've got 5th right in front of us, and then we've got 4th. See if that yellow McLaren. I think that yellow McLaren had a really good qualifying in those greasy conditions, and then he's not actually that quick in the dry. I think that's maybe why he's making mistakes. He's maybe feeling the pressure of being 4th. He's got the 22nd highest license, so he's maybe feeling the pressure a bit. So he's definitely making a few mistakes.
Losing to the car ahead is sector 1. Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
That McLaren's not going to be happy with the yellow one. Was much faster, and then the yellow one kind of just spun him around completely there. That's us up into 4th though. After starting what? 8th or... Was it not? Wait, was it 8th or was it 14th? I can't remember now. I'm not sure if it was actually in the top 10. Anyway, up to 4th position. We'll need to look at our starting position later on. Quite good if we can keep this together, even if we lose a position or 2. Our yellow should still jump up quite a bit. 12th to 4th, okay. That's not bad. I think we just got the tyres warmed up a bit in these green track conditions. I quite like the damp and the wet conditions to drive in. So does my teammate Luciano, he's an expert in the rain. So I think that's... we kind of had a bit of the upper hand there. P1 and P2 are battling, and P3 is not far behind them, so that'll be interesting if they have any incidents. I just want to try and pull away as quick as I can from these guys behind me. Hope they battle and give me some clean air, but it doesn't look like they are. It looks like they've got clean air as well, so I need to find some pace and push. Try and pull away as much as I can.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
Almost a three-way battle for the lead at the moment, judging by the mini-map. This McLaren seems to be a little bit quicker, so we are going to have to defend a bit. Definitely looking like a three-way battle for the lead. Up in front though, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. For the time being, we've just got to try and defend and hold on to fourth. Just hope this isn't one of the McLarens that like to dive bomb into turn one, because I've had that a number of times over the past few days.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
Yeah, it definitely appears to be safe. I've had a few races where as soon as I've had to try to defend from someone, they've just decided to brake 50 metres late into turn one and push me onto the grass. So I'm now a bit careful when it comes to defending at Nürburgring. It is very hard to overtake, so sometimes you've got to send it or force the car in front into a mistake. But a lot of people like to just send it. You're back. How are you finding the new Porsche then? How are you finding it? Enjoying it?
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
It's unbelievable nice. Awesome. It is such a fun car to drive.
Car in front is
I've not tried it on an R Factor, but I've tried it on other sims and it is amazing to drive. How long can you resist going for the dive bomb? That's awesome. It is such a fun car to drive, the Porsche Cup. Looks like second and third are battling, but the leader's been able to pull away because of that. I'm going to bed now. No worries, mate. Thanks for tuning into the stream today. Glad you like the new car, and hopefully catch you another day. No stream tomorrow, but might be able to stream Friday. Yeah, see you soon, mate. Have a good night, mate. Thank you. Let's try to hold this guy off. We've got 7.5 minutes. It's a good battle though. He's respectful, which is good. It's nice to actually have a clean battle with someone in LFM instead of them just dive bombing and hoping for the best. It's nice. This is a fantastic V battle. Yeah, it's nice to actually see people racing respectfully, because sometimes in LFM you don't know what kind of driver you're up against, so you might end up with someone that's super dirty and just sends it with dive bombs and hopes for the best, or you end up with someone like the guy we got behind who's actually battling very respectfully. So it's nice to actually have a good clean battle. Plus it means that I also know I can defend the inside line, because some people you battle with and it's like you don't go for the inside because they'll just ram you. Yeah, it's going to be hard on the tires. We'll see how we get on. I think we've got about 4 laps left, or 3 laps left, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we've got 3 laps left, including this one. Just doing our best at the moment to defend, yeah. I would say I'm not fantastic with attacking and overtaking, but I like to think that I defend alright. But I'm not fantastic at sending it for overtakes, because of like I don't like to dive bomb people and stuff. But I like to defend the best I can. Big Porca. Yeah, basically just trying to make my Porsche as big as possible. Two more laps. Tiny touch there. Oh, he's made a mistake there. Okay. Final lap. Look how much I'm already up on the delta now that I'm not defending and just taking the normal racing line instead of having to hold the inside. Immediately like 0.3 of a second up. Thankfully the cars behind us were in a big train and battling, so no one really caught up to us whilst we were battling, because that was my only worry with that defending. It was that someone else was going to battle and I was going to have that train of cars behind us, but because they were all battling, there was only that number, the number 2 Audi, who was quite quick. It was only him that started to catch us. Oh, that's another contact. He didn't take the position, so fair play to him. I locked up my brakes, so I had to hold them a bit longer, because if I came off them too quickly I think I would have just spun. I locked up on the entry, so that wasn't his fault. I was hard on the brakes and I have been every other lap, so that was impossible for him to anticipate. I messed up on the brakes. The second highest license and the highest license are both behind us. Be interesting to see what we get yellow wise after this one. All the way to the final corner. Fair play. Good battle. Good battle. That was a good one. Some good battling there. Fair play. What's that number that... Whew. Now we've got to jump into Bathurst. Goodness me. I want to say thank you to that guy for a clean battle. I have to say thank you for that battle. Where is he? Number 6. And then we need to jump into the other race. The Bathurst one. Awesome battle. Wait for it to kick us out, and then jump into the 45-minute race at Bathurst, which is split 1, 57.732. Man, what a battle! Well done, thanks. That was a good one. Is this it? 57.732 split 1. I think so. 57.732. Oh, I joined just as qualifying did. Open, that was fantastic. Right, let's see what kind of qualifying we can do here. Only 23 people on the server. And there's probably some people in the CDA race not joined yet. So I've got the 25th license and there's only 23 people right now. Okay, let's see. Let's try what we can do this time. Bathurst at night's going to be interesting for qualifying. don't use that curb. Point taken. Yeah, this will be the final race for tonight.
Yellow flag in sector 3. We have some light damage at the rear of the car.
I tried to save it from tapping one wall and instead slammed it into another. There's hot up. No, wheelbase isn't getting too hot, that's good. That was a rookie mistake. A rookie mistake. Yeah, there is 25 people on the server. I struggle with tunnel vision in the dark. Yeah, I did a 12-hour race at Bathurst last month in the BMW, so I'm kind of used to driving it at the dark. But I've only done maybe an hour and 20 minutes of driving here in the Porsche. Whereas, obviously, with doing the 12-hour race, I probably put in maybe 6 hours of practice because it was a last-minute stand-in. I'm just going to keep going. It was a last-minute stand-in for an old teammate, and then obviously, I did about 5 hours in the race. So I must have done 11 hours of driving, maybe 12 hours of driving actually in total, practice and the actual race of Bathurst in the BMW. So I'm used to the track, but not used to it in the Porsche at all, as demonstrated on my outlap. So let's see what kind of lap time we can get. Remember, since it's a 45-minute race as well, we get a higher ELO multiplier. So in the CDA race it's 0.8, whereas in one of these races it's 1.7. I don't know why they couldn't have it 1 and then 2 for a 45-minute race. It had to be 0.8 and then 1.7. Seems like a really awkward number. As long as I get more than 2 ELO for finishing this race, I'll be happy, because I only got 2 for doing the one last night, which was a bit depressing. Quite big gaps between everyone in qualifying right now. 1 second separating the top 7. That's quite big gaps compared to like CDA where it's like a second off pole and you're like 25th.
Yellow flag, be careful.
That was not a good lap. Not at all.
What's the fastest lap?
I've done faster with race pace in the
Yellow
BMW
flag in sector 2.
than I did with that lap. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually. I see where they're coming from now. That does make sense. Because you don't want to discourage the new ones losing a bunch of ELO right at the beginning. But you also want to encourage the good drivers that are very regular. That makes sense. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yellow flag in sector 2. Well done, mate. Personal best.
Oh, 6 cents up.
Got some light damage in the front of the car.
I tried to get out of the way, sorry to the BMW. Couldn't get out of the way there. Okay, lots of time in the lap. Our lap is very slow, we should be at least a 2-minute flat. I know I could easily do a 2-minute flat if I practiced a lot. So yeah, we need to get a good lap together here. We're gonna have time for 2 flying laps. So we'll have to see what we can do. We'll get our out lap and then we'll get 2 flying laps and then that will be the end of qualifying. So hopefully we can get a good lap time together. Yeah, some people say that actually driving the Porsche on higher fuel is quicker than lower fuel because you have more stability over the front, because the fuel tank is on the front axle, not over the rear. It actually changes the balance a bit. How did I manage that? My mouse isn't working. Right, we'll get one lap before the end. We'll make it up in the race, that's what we did yesterday. But yeah, a few people have said that with the Porsche, is adding a bit extra fuel makes it feel quite a bit better. Because usually in quali you would go for as low fuel as possible on most cars, but the Porsche does change the handling quite a bit. Right, let's get a really good final lap together, because we have a huge amount of time in the lap if we can get it together.
Yellow flag is set to charging float.
That's painful. So we will have a bit of damage for the final lap. If I just went straight, he would have returned to garage before I hit him, but I obviously didn't know if he was going to be able to return to garage. But I really need a good lap here because I've not got a good one yet. Right, final lap of quali. Let's get a good one together.
Yellow flag is set to 2. Yellow flag is set to 1.
Yesterday in the race we were doing low 201s. And now I can't even get a 201 for quali. That is not very good.
Yellow flag is set to charging float.
Right, terrible qualifying. So let's see what we can do in the race, because that was a terrible qualifying. But hopefully we can make it up in the race. got a reply from that guy, that McLaren. Was it a McLaren or BMW that we had that really good battle with at the end of the last race? And he just said, "Nice, I will watch the replay. There was no way around you, great defending. Sorry for the small hits." I just said there was no problem for the small hits because frankly they were my fault. We gained 70 ELO for that race, for finishing P4. 70 ELO. Which is the most ELO I think I've gained in a single race in ages. So that's pretty good. So I think we need to do more of that. Practice quite a bit for the races and try to get some good results in. Right, I think I'm going to go for 40 litres. 43 actually, because of the formation lap. Brake pads 1, use current pressures, and then we'll adjust it at the pit stop. 43, 40, add a little bit for the tyre pressures, and then we'll adjust them at the pit stop should they need changed. But yeah, only 25 in the server and we qualified 22nd. Not great because I'm not fantastic. I usually find quite a bit of pace at Bathurst, but obviously I haven't done enough practice for this one. But in the BMW, when I was on race pace with a full tank of fuel, I did 2-minute 1 flat on race fuel. So on quali fuel I would be able to do a 2-minute flat definitely. So definitely need to find some pace in the Porsche at Bathurst because I'm quite a bit off my BMW pace. But yeah, 43 litres, 40 litres, and then we'll get halfway through and see what the fuel is like.
30 seconds.
Only one other Porsche which is in P7. So maybe everyone knows that the Porsche isn't that quick here, and I failed to realise that. I'm not sure. But yesterday we made up 13 positions in the race, just from not getting involved in any big crashes. And with it being at night, this could get very, very interesting.
Stay 75.
As long as I don't lose the 70 ELO I just gained, then I'll be happy. Right. We will make up some positions because we've obviously got a lot more pace than we had in quali, but just not very good quali there. Bathurst is one of those tracks where I hate doing a formation lap. It's just so long. Like the formation lap must take like 5 minutes. Very long. There's no point heating up your tyres on Bathurst until the final sector, because driving slow through the whole mountain section you lose so much tyre temp, you just wreck your tyres. Especially when I don't bother changing the tyres at the 45-minute stop. Although yesterday I had some really bad lock-ups right at the end of the race. It was like I had no brakes because I had wrecked my tyres, so I just need to watch my driving a bit. But yeah, at least we're at the back of the field, so hopefully we can see things happen before getting collected in them. But not as good a qualifying as the last one we had. Yeah, it just loses fuel. Heat them up in the final sector, sure, but going through the mountain, you try heat them up, and then you come down the hill really slow, and then you lose the temperature. Because you don't want to be weaving around through the mountain. So basically, once you get out this section and you get onto the final corner, then you can do a bit of weaving and heating up your tyres. Like now, because we're into the final sector, I would start heating up tyres. You also go double file really early at Bathurst. I'm not sure if that's because sometimes the grids are like 50 cars, so they want you to go double file really early. I'm not sure, but it feels like you go double file super early. But yeah, because you go double file so early, you lose all the tire temp, so it's almost pointless heating up your tires at Bathurst on the formation lap. Right, let's see what we can do. Try and make up some positions and stay out of trouble.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the left, 3 wide, all clear, clear on the left.
I did say I was going to stay out of trouble. Yeah man, it was an awesome race in the last one. Thank you for being good when you were battling and not just dive bombing. It was a good battle. Really enjoyable. Hopefully race you again soon sometime. Catch you in another LFM race. Down here, lap 1 is usually chaos. Just as I say that.
Car on the right, clear on the right.
Oops. That was my fault. I thought I was ahead there. I thought I'd avoided all the crashes there, but I hadn't. I just was about to say down the hill here is usually chaos on lap 1, and then someone spun. But yeah, that was my fault with the Ferrari. I didn't realise I was still alongside there. Okay, well we've at least made up a couple of positions from the start. Got a little bit of damage from that downhill section, but got 42 minutes left of the race. So hopefully we can slowly pick off some positions one by one. Lamborghini died. Or maybe he saved it, I'm not sure. He might have saved it because I didn't get a yellow flag warning. Very easy to mess up that corner, that skyline. And if you slightly touch the grass at the wrong angle, or slightly, if you look at the curb on the inside, funny, you spin. You just so much as look at it, you can spin. Sometimes you can save it and just go wide, but sometimes you just go straight into the barrier at like 200 miles an hour. Everyone's fairly bunched up at the moment. There's like 2 cars and then a gap, and then 2 cars and then a gap, and then there's like a few, if you look on the mini-map, there's a few clusters of cars. Just need to get some pace and try and make up some of these positions. So got plenty of time. There's quite a big train of cars up in front, about a train of about 5 cars, and we're slowly closing in on them. They seem to be battling a bit harder than we are, so slowly closing in. Already going quicker than we were in qualifying. We just had such a terrible qualifying lap. I just did not get a good lap together at all. Yeah, it's like a second faster than we were in qualifying. That's how much I messed up in quali. Right, come on, let's see if we can get this fella. I don't want to be right on his rear bumper going through the mountain again. Just get all the dirty air. And I'm right on his rear bumper, which is exactly what I didn't want to happen. These two look like they're going to go side by side into the left-hander. See if we can take advantage on the exit. Oh, watch for the bump on the inside. Nice move by the blue Ferrari. think that Ferrari was happy with me going onto the pit entry to get past there. Let's try catching back up to that blue Ferrari. See what we can do here. Can close in on that Ferrari. Very quickly pulling away from the other Ferrari. The question is, can we catch this Ferrari? We're catching him earlier before we pass the white Ferrari, so we'll see. That middle sector, we were 3/10 quicker. So it looks like we are quicker, but just little by little. There's now a battle of about 5 cars and then a gap and then a few more cars, so if anyone makes a mistake, that is going to be quite the pile up in front. It's basically 8 cars in 3 different groups. So if anyone makes a mistake, that's going to be quite a pile up. But hopefully they battle quite hard so we can slowly catch up, because we were actually catching up earlier on when they were battling. I just need to find a little bit of pace, especially now we've got some clean air. We do seem to be slowly closing in on this Ferrari, not by much, but just by a little bit. See if we gained on in that sector. I think we might have lost in the middle sector though. No, we still gained just 0.5 of a second though, hardly anything. Gaining, but hardly anything difference. Oh, we lost a lot in Sector 3. Hardly anything in Sector 2, which is the most difficult sector. But you lost like 2/10 in the final sector, which is probably... Actually no, Sector 1's probably the... No, Sector 3 and Sector 1 are probably similar difficulty, but Sector 2 is really difficult. we go, very late on the brakes. Get the move done. And he dives into the pit lane for the undercut. We've got plenty of clean air, so I'm just going to stay out. And see what happens. If we start getting in a hard battle with these guys, we'll maybe dive into the pit lane, but at the moment I think we'll just stay out. But there's quite a train of cars up in front, so high risk of pile-ups, and if they start battling then they will lose a lot of time with that many cars battling. So I think I will stay out, oops, whilst I have clean air, and as soon as I don't have clean air I'll dive into the pit lane and go for the undercut. Especially if you're changing tires, it doesn't matter if you pit that much earlier, to be honest. Someone got disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. That's a weird one. Not even sure who it was. Okay, 28 minutes, so I'm gonna pit soon for some more fuel. Oh, have I? I'll wait until the straight, because I'm going through the mountain. As soon as we get on the straight I'll sort that. I tried to press the tab button to check who it was that got the penalty, and I've pressed the wrong button. My bad. Is that it sorted now? I hope. Is that it back? Oh, there is a big battle up in front. Big train of cars.
There's a Diamond car in front of sector 3.
that group of cars is quite close up in front. I'm surprised there hasn't been any crashes yet. So far, anyway, everyone behaving themselves. I think I'm going to dive into the pit lane now. I don't know, I kind of want to stay out. Yeah, I'll dive in now. I missed the jacks. No, I didn't. Oh yeah, it's quick drivers now, so they're still pulling away. We'll see what we can do in the second half of the race. Like I say, I've not really done much practice in the Porsche, so I wasn't expecting much. But we'll see what we can do. Doesn't look like I'm going to come out in dirty air, which is good. Oh, that's fantastic. No dirty air. Did that Ferrari go for a tyre change? I think he did, because I'm sure that Ferrari was in front of me going into the pits. I wonder if he changed his tyres. I've misjudged my fuel though. I shouldn't have put that much extra in because I've got 50 litres for the final 23 minutes. I forgot about the fuel I already had in my car and just added fuel instead of thinking about how much I already had in the car. Oh well, in the Porsche it should make it a little bit more stable. Let's see what we can do. But yeah, this is one of the faster guys who was in front, but I think he changed his tyres or he missed his pit box. I did have a fairly aggressive pit entry and I did stop on the jacks, although I did stall on the pit exit. I thought the car hadn't started, so I pressed the starter again, but it actually had started, so instead I turned it off. So I kind of messed up the exit. But yeah, this guy was in front of me. He was in that group of cars, and I think he either changed his tyres and lost 5 seconds, or he completely messed his pit box and had a slow pit entry. So we'll see if he can defend or not for the final 22 minutes. Man, you get a good slipstream.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
What was that? Did he lose it on the curb? I saw him going sideways. I thought that was the radar going funny. He must have clipped that curb on the inside and just completely lost the car. Well, that's a bit off my safety rating.
There's a car sticking in lane.
Is this another guy that's changed tyres? Possibly? I'm not sure. Because there wasn't anyone right behind me when I went into the pits. So this might be someone that's changed tyres. Oh, that is annoying, getting that damage. I would have been ahead of that BMW, I think. If it wasn't for that. Not getting the damage, but having that incident. I'll need to look at the replay and make sure that I didn't put him on the curb. But I saw him after the curb start to go side to side, and I thought that was the radar going funny because it looked really unnatural. but he must have clipped the curb and lost it. Or he unsettled the car on the curb and then hit the brakes, which made it worse, but we'll have to look at the replay. Quite a big shunt in the side of my car though. So I'm getting a little bit of understeer through Skyline from the aero damage, but the rest of the track is all about using the brakes. Like this corner here, for example, is all about the brakes. The actual aero doesn't make a difference. Well, within reason. It's just that middle sector you'll notice the aero. Obviously my straight line speed is going to be rubbish. I mean, after starting like 23rd, we're up to 16th, so we did make up some positions. I'd like to finish ahead of this BMW though. Because he's got the 24th license and I've got the 25th. So it would be quite good to finish ahead for ELO purposes. Do people on pit exit, which I think we're going to come out behind. Because there was that big group of cars you see right in front of us. And I think we've gained that position on one of the Ferraris that then crashed out. But I think some of them changed tyres because they were battling so hard, and some obviously had bad pit entries, so it's changed the order up a bit, but still quite a big gap to the next cars. So I think we gained one position through all that pit stop stuff. And this Ferrari is right behind me as well, so I'm not sure if I gained that position in the pit stop or if he just closed in on me a lot because of the incident with the other Ferrari. Okay, I've got to watch the rotation at the top of the mountain. I definitely am getting a little bit of understeer with this aero damage. Possibly a bit of the tyres, but I think it's all this aero damage is giving me a bit of understeer. Because every time you touch the wall, that goes against your safety rating. So you've got to be a bit more careful. That BMW is pulling away, everyone in front is pretty much pulling away just now. We don't have the pace. So the main focus just now is just try and hold this P16 until the end of the race, if we can. Yeah, a second quicker than me that lap. And that BMW, so yeah, definitely quicker than me. So won't be closing those gaps unless they crash, quite simply. But we'll see if we can try and hold on to this position. Oops. Lost it on the brakes there. Lost a lot in the middle sector that lap, 1.5 seconds. With my sideways action in the hairpin. Whoa. Did I just come off the brakes far too quickly there? That was like the rear just snapped completely. So I wonder if I just came off the brakes too quick. Didn't trail brake properly, or yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, is that I didn't trail brake properly, or I touched the throttle a bit too early. Cost me a lot of time that. I instantly lost the position to the Ferrari. Okay, just under 14 minutes to go, so still quite a few laps. Don't think we're going to catch this Ferrari unless he starts making some big mistakes. Caught him in the middle sector there by 2/10. It's going to be hard to close the gap, I think. Just need to push at the moment and focus on my pace, because the pace is not very good at the moment. Like I say, I was quicker in the BMW with a full tank of fuel than I am right now in the Porsche on low fuel. So I need to find some pace with this Porsche.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
13 minutes. Yellow flag, sector 2. That could have been one of the leaders, or it could have been a back marker, I'm not sure. Oh man, understeer's getting worse every lap. Not ideal. Ferrari seemed to make a little bit of a mistake going down the hill though. I made a mistake going up the hill with that understeer, and then he made a mistake going down the hill, so it's probably evened out that sector. Yeah, we actually gained quite a few tenths on him that lap. Said we gained like 4 tenths or something. Not that lap, that sector. We do lose 2 tenths in the final sector though. I think that's from my aero damage, because I've got no straight line speed at all. So I'm probably only gaining in the middle sector, because sector 1 and sector 2 both have massive straights, and I'm really slow on the straight at the moment with this aero damage. Just in general, this setup has quite high downforce, I think. So it's slower on the straight, but with the aero damage it makes it so much worse. So the place that I've got to make up the most time is going down the mountain, because that doesn't involve the aero and I can just really commit to the corners. Plus that's my favourite sector of the track. Whereas the straights I'm going up the mountain I'm getting understeer. Well, the straights I'm slow, and then up the mountain I'm getting understeer. Going down the mountain the aero doesn't matter and I can just commit. And I think that's where the Ferrari loses its time. Is going down the mountain. Not every lap, but most laps he seems to be a bit slower than me in the sector. In the middle sector. So just under a second in the starter sector too. I've got to watch the other Ferrari on my rear though, because he's starting to close in. So yeah, we gained about a tenth and a half that time. But we'll lose some in the final sector. This other Ferrari is starting to close in on me quite quickly. The question is, can I defend whilst also trying to push to catch this other Ferrari? That's the question. Because this Ferrari behind's quicker than the both of us. But there's not enough time left in the race for me to let him past and hope he catches the one in front of me. There's not enough time. Well, there might be, but it's quite a big risk that you just lose both positions. It's actually safer just to defend at this point, I think. So yeah, I've got to try and defend a bit from the Ferrari behind. I also really want to push to try and catch this other Ferrari up in front of me. But man, look at the rear view mirror, how much I lose on this straight. This Ferrari's going to send it, surely. Nope, he does back out. I thought he was going to send it. He gained so much on the straight. I'm slow on the straight, plus he's got the slipstream. It's very, very difficult to defend there. Oh, I messed up that final corner a bit. Oh, I keep walking up in the hairpin. I think my front tires are maybe starting to go a little bit. Because I had that yesterday, the final few laps. I was locking up a lot more in the hairpin than I was the other laps. So I need to watch that. lost a bit on that middle sector because of that hairpin. See if this Ferrari is going to get close enough again to send it. Okay, I'm going to just have to focus on defending now because he is getting worryingly close on that straight.
Clear on the right.
I did not mean to push him off there. I thought he had backed out of it on the outside. Didn't realise he tried to stay on the outside there. That was my bad. Didn't mean to push him there. Sorry, mate.
Falling behind in the car in front on sector 3.
He hit me in the rear there, and I'm not sure if he's going to take the position or if he's going to give it back. Because he did kind of just drive into the back of me there. Is he going to take the position? Looks like it. But not for very long.
Clear on the left.
So I think we've got this lap, and then we've got 2 more laps after this one. That battle cost me quite a bit to the white Ferrari. We're definitely not catching him before the end. Yeah, I'm not sure where the leader is. At the end of this lap we either have 2 or 3 laps. I think the leader is quite far ahead, so it might be 3 laps after this one's completed. Not 100% sure. Okay, it seems I have killed my front tires. Are we coming on to the final lap, or do we have 2 more left? I'm not sure where the leader is. Usually tells you when the leader's on the final lap, which might mean that we've got 2 laps after this one, because the leader is miles ahead of us. Nürburgring race, we weren't that far behind the leader. It was like 12 seconds, but and that was after starting 12, but this one we are miles behind because I did not have any pace. Yeah, it looks like we've got 2 laps after this, because it hasn't said final lap. So it looks like we've got this one and then 2 laps. I don't think the next one's the final one, either that or the game just hasn't registered to say final lap. I outbraked myself and I still nearly got hit by the Ferrari. going to be hard to defend for the final 2 laps. Oh, a little bit of a touch in the on the rear as he crossed over to go to the outside. Okay. Does that mean the leader just started the final lap as it went 0? Leader must have just started the final lap with like 2 seconds to go. So this is the penultimate lap, it seems. This is going to be almost impossible to defend. Look at the straight line speed difference. I think he's going to be past me before we get to the corner. My only hope is that he outbrakes himself. Nah, I had no straight line speed to defend there. Final lap, a little bit of a mistake from him there. You can't defend the inside line and then switch to the outside. You've got to pick one. Don't need to flash me, I'll give you the position back.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Oh, it's my bad, just too much of a dive. Final lap, had to send it. Is he giving me the position? Okay, fair enough.
Alright, check it, fine. Good job. You did the best you could. I'll bring the car back.
I was trying to give him the position because I didn't overtake him fairly there. What was he, 18? Yeah, that was an illegal overtake by me. That's why I tried to give him the position back. I'll message him actually and ask what happened. Maybe he ran out of fuel. But I completely messed up. So I tried to give him the position back. What was his number? Number 18. The only thing I can think of is he ran out of fuel and he wasn't actually trying to give it back. Well, we gained 16 ELO, we lost a little bit of safety rating there, but we gained some ELO. I'm going to have a quick look at the replay of the Ferrari and then that'll be it. Just wanted to have a look. Yeah, the YouTube stream does save it, so I'll maybe keep it in mind, because you're right, it was quite a good one. So I may do a video about it. Trying to find oh wait. It was right at the end of this replay, because this is the one I saved right after it. Oh my goodness. What was that? Look at this, guys. Look at this. He goes for the inside, I leave him space, and he just bounces and completely loses the car. Goodness me, what was that? He just hit a bump and basically just went flying. That was a weird one. Ah well. Yeah. Well, that was unlucky. Right, I think that's it for tonight. At least we gained some ELO in the final two races. Tomorrow there won't be a stream. Friday there will hopefully be a stream. So we'll hopefully get a stream in tomorrow. Sorry, we'll hopefully get a stream on Friday or Saturday. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, as always guys, thank you very much for watching. We had some really good racing tonight. It was really fun, especially that battle that we had defending. That first one I had no pace, but I at least gained a little bit of ELO. And yeah, so what we'll do is we will hopefully stream on Friday or Saturday, and we'll be practicing for Road to VCO next week, because that's a really big race. That's got some really big drivers in it, so we'll need to practice for that. So yeah, as always guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you